Good afternoon. Welcome to today's recap. I'm Evan Lazarus. I'm CEO of T3 Live. Before we get into the markets today, I want to bring your attention to the Finance Festival. This is an event that I am very, very excited about. It's an event we've been talking about for some time. It's not until November. It's down in Miami, so it's going to be a lot of fun. But I want to call your attention. This is t3live.com/festival, for those that haven't seen this. I want to call your attention down to our content and what really the event is about. But if you go through, you'll see the amazing lineup of wide and vast variety of very well-versed people in the financial space that include those on the brokerage side, to those on the media side, to those that manage capital, to those that are very deep into market sentiment, and all different and everything in between, let's just call it. So it's going to be a really eclectic look at the year of 2016. We're going to look forward. But I want to call your attention down to our lineup, because I really think that this is really the meat and potatoes of what we're doing. And if you hadn't had a chance, please go and take a look at some of the speakers and the topics, because what we're doing is really outside of the scope of what we typically do, where we talk about markets, on a fairly active basis and trading. But this is really a full suite from trading to investing to technology to the Fed to monetary policy, from some of the most astute minds that I know. And if you go through and spend some time and really look at some of the names and personalities and some of the actual presentations, I think that you're going to wind up saying, wow, this is something you probably want to get to. And the intangible is going to be the experience and the networking. It starts Friday night with a VIP dinner. It goes through Saturday, all day Saturday, with content and presentations. We're doing some breakout sessions from some of our very own, Rob Smith, Scott Redler, and some others. Saturday night, we're going to have a major party with Side Project. It's going to be a lot of fun on the rooftop at the pool. And then Sunday, we're going to meet again and talk some more markets and again, continue to look ahead. So if you hadn't had a chance, please spend a few minutes and go through, as I really would love to see everybody there. It's about community. It's about content. It's about experience. It's about memories. And we are really, really excited. And we've gotten some great sponsors to stand behind it. TradeStation, our lead sponsor, and some others here. So we're really excited. It's going to be a really fantastic event. Again, it's t3live.com/festival. All right. So if you've made it this far, let's talk markets. And it's been an interesting market. We're going to look at we're going to start with looking at the S&Ps as I bring. And as we look at the spiders, we're going to look at through the lens of the spiders. We really can, much like the last, several months, we still have to talk about this continuing range, and when are we going to get range resolve? Not to say there's not opportunity. There's earnings trades and lots of gap ups and gap downs, and there's tons of selective, unique opportunities that are very stock specific. But as we talk about broader indexes in the market, we are still very much stuck in this range. We've seen rejection at highs. And we've seen, buyers come in here at support. At some point, we will get range resolve, but it's hard to say when. The range is narrowing, in my opinion. The moving averages here, this is a weekly chart, are starting to get narrower. The uptrend has started to wane in terms of the macro. As we talk about trends, again, trends build over time. The uptrend to me is starting to fizzle. In terms of the slope of these moving averages. Again, just another way of seeing things. And as we get down to the daily chart, you're going to see a lot more, the chaos, let's call it, the ups and downs, the back and forths, the day-to-day nuance. And even in here, some of these shorter-term moving averages, again, pretty flat, which is a clear sign that there's not a commitment in the market. There's really not even a short-term commitment beyond just a 2 or 3 day window, as we've seen, lots of reversals, almost on a week by week or biweekly basis. So it's been a frustrating, market for those that are trend traders, those that are looking for follow through, those that are looking at sort of, the quote unquote bigger picture. In this tape, it really is about, having a good plan, being stock specific. There are lots of trades on the board. I love earnings season because earnings season always presents new opportunities, stocks that, can see a thrust, whether it's to the upside or the downside. And we've seen that in various names. Most notably to the upside, you saw the Netflix and the Amazons, post earnings and the Googles and all those types of trades. But on the flip side, you saw Apple gap down and Apple, starting to push lower. It's actually below as of today. We took out that earnings low. This is effectively where we gapped down. We rallied up. We failed. And then, now starting to break lower. So clearly not, not a great sign there for this market leader. But on the flip side of that, there's the stock like, Netflix, really starting to, again, back to almost to highs after pulling back. We saw LinkedIn today gapping down, not quite, the stellar. Baidu, big move lower. Again, a lot of this is happening post earnings on gaps, but nevertheless, these types of moves create, a shockwave in a chart, and it can create tradable opportunities if you're patient and you can identify short-term cash flow setups. So while I'm not, certainly going to sit here and go through, every stock that's had earnings, the point I'm trying to make in this recap is that, it's hard for me to say anything very profound about the market because, until the market really, steps into something and commits to movement and we see big volume and follow through, it's hard to add any new flavor or context to what's been said probably 500 times plus over the last, X amount of months. So you have to continue to look for, individual, strategic, what Redler calls cash flow types of trades that'll, warrant, sometimes 3, 4, 5 day windows. And you're getting both of those, whether it's, longs and shorts. I've seen, plenty. You're seeing a very, very fractured market. Transports have been notably very weak. We look at, FedEx and UPS and some of the railroad stocks. It's been more or less, a pretty weak tape. Banks have held in relatively well. Goldman's actually starting to turn down here, but banks have been not necessarily good trades, but they've been holding the upper end of their ranges for the most part. That could certainly change. So depending on where your eyeballs are and what you're looking at, is going to present different unique opportunities. So make sure you're going into every day with the right plan, with the right the right trades in mind. Try to not focus on the bigger picture. Try to be more strategic in your thought process and your approach and your time frames, or just be on the sidelines until you feel like the market's in a better place. Cash is obviously a position. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up. I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. Again, it's t3live.com/festival. I really can't. I'm hoping everybody finds it within themselves to get themselves down to Florida. It's going to be a great event and a great weekend. Take care, everybody.